Bayo, bullpen on Friday. Connor, we shoot him for the weekend. He's going to get live at-bats tomorrow and the next day. No throwing today. Jolito, good after the live yesterday. Next step is 2-inning live. Day 5, I think that's Sunday. Walker starting on Sunday. Tanner Saturday. Crochet Friday. Who else? Cutter, same deal. Not much going on there. Willie, still just working out. No baseball activities. Laps tomorrow again. Things are trending in the right direction, but not there yet for baseball activities. That's about it.
When do you think Liam will pitch?
He's pitching today.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Giolito, do you think he still has time to be ready for
Yes.
the season?
Mm-hmm.
You've had Liam for a while. Like, how interesting is it to get to see him?
Just like Fulmer the other day, just go out there and compete. He hasn't been in this environment in a while. I know he tried last year, but it's not the same, right? Like now we know that he's going to be part of this, and just to go out there, get his repetitions, whatever the result is, whatever the Raider gun says, whatever, it's a big day for us. It's a big day for him. And then after that one, we'll figure out, if we have to make adjustments, as far as mechanics and all that stuff, the baseball part of it. But it's fun just for him to go out there. Chapman too, had a good conversation with him yesterday, and bro, that guy is amazing. His journey, from playing the Cuban national team to staying in Spain and then New York and then Florida and the whole thing, is an interesting guy. He made some adjustments last year as far as like his weight. He used to pitch at 250. Now he's down to 230. He feels he's not as rigid as he was before. So he's intrigued by it because he said that throughout his career, he's never thrown this hard early in camp. Like it's usually 92, 93. He hit 99 the other day. So I'm intrigued by it. He is too. We know that if he throws more strikes, he's going to be a lot better. And that's his main focus. And he feels like where he's at now with his body, that's going to be possible.
I think that you guys were one of like a handful of teams not to have anyone throw triple digits last year. How much was that? Were you mindful of where's our Hondo?
Where's our 97? I mean, like everybody made a big deal of us not throwing fastballs, and we know velo is king in the game. That's real. Obviously, location is very important, but we didn't have too many good fastballs last year, right? And we were able to spin the ball and go, horizontal, and then teams made adjustments. So we're trying, to make these guys better. And it's not that we're going to pitch on 98. Well, you saw Fitzy the other day. He was throwing 97, 98. But it's not pitching at 98, but understanding that there's 98 in the tank. Perfect example, it was Kurt in 07. At that point, he was pitching, right? And he was very precise and changed speed. He had 91, 92, but there was 95 whenever he wanted to. There was 95 whenever he wanted to. There were 5 of those per game, right? And he'll pick and choose, right? It was Helton probably, so that's what we're trying to accomplish here. For these guys, I had a conversation with Romy, like 94, 95 now is what we used to, it was 89, 90 when we played. So for them, 94 is nothing, right? Which is unbelievable. But when you are able to hump up and go 98, 99, that's when you have to make better decisions. It's tough for the hitter to make decisions, and that's what we're trying to accomplish.
I feel like you've always, from the other side, talked about how much you like Chapman's game and how much you're envious that other teams have that in the bullpen. Is this a guy that you've kind of wanted on your team since you've been managing?
Not really. I mean, he's really good at what he does, and obviously the work ethic. If you don't have Instagram, you should. I mean, I'm not saying sorry. I don't get paid for that, but if you have Instagram, follow Chapman. Follow Chapman. It's amazing, and his father was a boxer, so discipline is part of it. It's just amazing what he does. He's a big dude. The other day I told you guys he was crocheting Chapman. I was like, oh, finally, like we can go after it. In 2018, when we got into it, there were some big dudes. It was CC, Chapman, Harkey, Judge, Stanton. At one point, I was in the corner like, oh, my God, we're small, and they're going to kick our ass. But I'm glad that we're physical. That's something we talked about it last year. We talk about being monsters in the weight room, and, if you want to be big and strong and athletic, you just follow his lead. He's here at 5:30 in the morning. By the time I walked in, he's already sweating and ready to go.
Speaking of that, you put up a video with him and Guerrero in the weight room the other day. That's the kind of thing you must like seeing.
Yeah, leadership is important, and obviously the language barrier, comes into play, and to have kind of like a dude, in that side of the ball that is Latino, he's going to help Bello, he's going to help Guerrero, he's going to help those guys, and he has a few rings to show too. In Chicago, he was amazing, and what he did a few years ago with the Rangers, that was cool to see too.
When you look at the ninth inning or how you're going to set things up, how do you weigh the experience of him and Liam versus like the upside of Slayton?
We'll get there when we get there. I think we have guys there that they can do the job. Witt always reminds me that he closed the game, the wild card game a few years ago. So, but we'll try to use him as a multi-inning guy. Witt, I think that's what he does best. But I think at the end of the day, like I told the radio earlier, we're going to have the lead in the ninth in Texas at one point, and somebody's going to come in and he's going to save the game. But let's see how it plays out.
Is Rafi ramping up this next couple days?
Yeah, I think he's hitting out there. He's hitting the cage. He's hitting lives the upcoming days, and we're shooting for Wednesday.
No, but not facing pitchers today necessarily.
We don't. No, I don't think we have lives today. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. Right.
When you were just talking about velo, did you say that Pitts was up to 97, 98 in that game?
I think he was 97, 98, yeah.
What have you kind of seen from him? What impresses you?
Just the off season was a good one. He actually stayed around, or he got to Boston early. His wife is doing something up there in Boston, so he was with Kiyoshi in the group. Nick and MJ, and he put work. So pitchability comes into play. He has a lot of pitches, but I think when his velo's up, the other stuff plays better. So that's why we push in the off season, and he did an outstanding job.
When being around Roman every day, I know we talked about his maturity a lot for his age, but what have you learned about him just being around him every day for the last 3 weeks or so?
That he loves baseball. That's those three guys, that's all they do. They talk baseball. And it's been cool. I was telling Ken the other day, we had dinner, and they asked about Bonds, about Alomar, about what we have to do in camp, and that's refreshing, It's something that we play in this environment that technology rules, right? And we get it, but at the end of the day, it's observation and conversation. And the more you watch, the better you're going to be. The more you talk about the game, the better you're going to be. And the three of them and others, other young guys, and we have more than 3 good prospects, and they love baseball. They enjoy it. In the dugout, they're always paying attention. They ask the right questions, and they're good because they're very talented, but they're going to be better because they love the game.
Bregman is playing third base. Is there do you have an idea of
when he's going to play second? At one point, he's going to play second.
At one point?
At one point, yeah. At one
Just
point.
1 point.
Yeah.
Multiple points.
Many other points.
We're good? Thank you.